As one of my most anticipated games of this year is quickly approaching launch. Like seriously, am I the only one that thinks time's been going by a little too fast? I like to think of all the possible ways they can improve this game from Splatoon 2. Because while Splatoon 2 is my favorite game on the Switch, the game a lot of times just... Let's just say there's a lot of room for improvement, and that's a part of the reason why I'm very ecstatic for Splatoon 3. And I also really just want to drop $60 just to play as robot crabs, but you know, that's not the point of this video. So here's some things that I'd personally like to see in Splatoon 3. Things that I believe would improve the game and make it stand out more from Splatoon 2. Now, of course, before we can actually talk about the game, we actually gotta get in it. So let me just start the game real quick, and we're already in our first issue. Well, the news as a concept isn't really that bad because it has its charm and fits into the world of Splatoon. It's just that when you watch it for the 278th time, it comes off as less charming and more annoying. I will give Splatoon 2 some props, however, because this was a thing back in Splatoon 1 and it was just as annoying. And unlike Splatoon 2, where you'll just have a news broadcast every time you start the game or when Salmon Run opens, this will happen every time the stages rotate. Like in Splatoon 2, when it's just the mode or the stage is rotating, they will just give you a little notification and let you keep playing, because they know what they did in Splatoon 1 was really stupid. But in Splatoon 1, the news broadcasts were really skippable since you can just mash the A button on your gamepad and get by it faster.
Yo, clear your game chat.
Yeah, you can also do the same thing in Splatoon 2, but just to look cool, every time they show a stage, Marina likes to do a little...
Alright, I get it!
Now, I believe many of y'all have seen this coming because literally like 90% of the Splatoon community has wanted skippable news since Splatoon 1. And there's a simple solution to it too. Literally just add a skip button. It's not that hard, Nintendo. I mean, it's already built into the game, so I don't know why you can't just add it to the freaking news. Or if they really don't want us to skip the news, at least just add a hurry up button like they did for the Ammonite store when Sheldon's explaining a new weapon to you. Because let's be real, the only reason they did this was because fans complained about Sheldon talking too much. Because he does. Honestly though, I feel you should just straight up be able to skip the news because really, it's kind of unnecessary. I kid y'all not, there was so many times where right after the news, I still manually checked the rotation, mainly because I just straight up wasn't paying attention. Like, there are so many different ways to check the rotation. You can check the rotation before you even hop on the game, just by going on a Nintendo Switch app, or even typing in Splatoon 2 rotation in Google. You can even check the stages by pressing the X button and going to stages, and it even shows you before you even hop into a lobby.
So what's the freaking point?
Well... there is no point. Another thing I'd like to see in Splatoon 3 is an equal amount of customization for both species, Inklings and Octolings. What I'm talking about is the fact that Inklings of both genders have 6 different hairstyles, while Octolings of both genders only have 2. However, it makes sense on why it's like this because Inklings are the main species of Splatoon. They're the ones on the box art, they were the only ones playable in all of Splatoon 1 and the beginning of Splatoon 2 until the 2018 update where they added Octo expansion. They're in Smash Bros, they're in Mario Kart 8. Inklings are everywhere. And another point which I feel is more accurate to the reason why is, as mentioned before, Octolings are added via DLC, which was the Octo expansion later on into Splatoon 2's lifespan. So despite the DLC being really good, like seriously I recommend it, not all Splatoon players have it due to it being an additional $20 to play. And that's kind of why I feel like Octolings kind of got the short end of the stick when it came to customization. The Octolings in Splatoon 2 are treated more like extras than main characters like the Inklings, which I find to be kind of unfair because there's a lot of people that prefer the Octoling design over the Inkling design. Unfortunately, Octolings will be playable from the get-go in Splatoon 3 just like Inklings, so I have high hopes that Octolings and Inklings will truly be equal in this game. And honestly, I shouldn't really care about this because I don't use Octolings. As you can probably tell, I'm an Inkling main. I'm just saying this because I care about my fellow Splatoon players and I want us all to be happy. Okay, so before hopping into the next topic, let's just get one thing out of the way. The Splatoon OST goes hard. For a soundtrack where 100% of the lyrics is nonsensical gibberish, Splatoon has a lot of bangers. The Splatoon soundtrack does a really good job at matching with the game's goofy and chaotic tone. This especially goes for the battle themes, the music you would hear while partaking in a turf war or a ranked battle. And while most of the tracks does its job in hyping me up like this, other tracks. That's why instead of having music randomized, I feel like they should have something more like Smash Bros and have a music tuner. Therefore, players will be able to listen to the tracks they like more and won't even have to worry about the tracks they despise. Finally, I'd like to address an issue I've always had with Splatoon 1 and 2. And honestly, I feel like many other players have the same issue. So, I'm gonna kick it off by just saying this.
The rotational system sucks!
Okay, maybe I am being a little too harsh, but let's just go over the two pros about the rotational system to calm things down. One pro about it is that it adds variety to the game. So instead of players choosing the same mode and same stages every time they play, they're kind of forced to give other stages and modes a shot. My second reason, which leans more towards the competitive scene of Splatoon, is that it adds a lot of strategy. This is more towards ranked and league. For example, you hop on Splatoon to do some ranked and then you look at the stages and mode for that rotation. And because of the said mode and stages, you use the right gear and weapon that best suits you for said rotation, which will likely improve your gameplay. Now let's get into the bad. No, people that I just said like 2 seconds ago. They're kind of forced to give other stages and modes a shot. Key word there. Forced. Yeah, the game pretty much picks and chooses what you're gonna play at that time, because how dare you want to do whatever you want in the game you paid $60 for? What is wrong with you? And also, why is Splat 1 still $60? Can we talk about that? No. Nah, but for real, this really sucks. Now, y'all don't understand how many times I logged into Splatoon, mad excited to play, saw a rotation I didn't like, then logged off. But that's it. Therefore, I'd really like them to fix the rotational system. And yes, I said fix, not get rid of. Because honestly, I feel like the rotational system can stay and actually work if it was exclusive to rank and league. Therefore, the strategical aspect of the rotational system can stay for hardcore players. But what about for us casual? That's where I feel like regular battles should change. What I mean is, instead of it being turf war 24/7 with just the stages rotating, I feel like it should be any mode you want. Because regular battles is just the quick play mode of Splatoon, where people can just go to practice real quick before hopping into rank, or just to go have a fun time. That's why I feel like for regular battles in Splatoon 3, you should be able to choose any mode you'd like to do, not just turf war. Like, say for example someone would just want to practice Rainmaker or play just for fun, it's their favorite mode, but they don't want to risk their rank. The only real way you can play ranked modes without having any points on the line is by having a private battle. But not everyone has that luxury to get 7 other people in the lobby just to play some ranked. That is why I believe you should be able to choose whatever mode you want to do when entering a regular battle. And for stages, I believe they should do something along the lines of what Mario Kart did. 3 random stages, everyone votes, a roulette goes, and whatever stage is chosen, everyone plays on. I honestly feel like these improvements will make multiplayer a lot more fun than it is and less aggravating. Because a lot of these restrictions just makes a lot of people just not want to play the game, and I don't think Nintendo wants them. And Nintendo, if you're gonna bring back Salmon Run to Splatoon 3, don't get me wrong, it looks really cool, but if you're gonna bring back Salmon Run, do not time lock it again! This is honestly one of the biggest reasons on why I want the rotational system to be fixed, because this is just straight up stupid. They really said they're gonna take one of their new modes that many people consider the best mode in Splatoon and make it unavailable at certain times. Nintendo. No. No. No! But yeah, those are my opinions on what should be added or improved on in Splatoon 3. I have high hopes for this game and honestly believe this will be the best Splatoon experience we've ever gotten. But obviously this is all just my opinion. What do y'all think? Do you disagree? Do you agree and want to add on? Do you want to just make Among Us jokes in the comments? Feel free to say something in the comments. I'm genuinely interested in what y'all think. Who knows, you can probably give me some ideas, or once I think of more ideas, I will make a part 2. But for now, that's all for this video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Make it mad long. My God. Hurry up! Jeez, get up, do your dance. Right, bye, bye.
Why?